Well, I guess I'm not supposed to sleep. I mean, I don't think I've had an hour of sleep, even though I went to laid down early. I was waiting for a phone call that never came, and I kept waking up, falling, dozing for just a little bit, and then waking back up. I finally got out of bed just before midnight and put my things up on Facebook. Uh, 45 minutes later, I laid back down to try to go to sleep, and here I am, 3 o'clock. I still haven't been to sleep, not a wink, since I posted the videos 3 hours ago. Uh, so I'm doing tomorrow's video now. This is the one for the 25th of March. That was my dad's birthday. Just thought of that just now. He died though at age 54 in 1977, I believe. Anyway, the title for today is Why Swissindo is Not UN Agenda 21. Someone asked yesterday if they would have to sign an oath and bond in order to get funding from payments 1 through 11. The writer said they would never sign any such thing and would rather stay with the old system if there were performance requirements for funding. I can only speak from my own perspective. The CVAC system proposed by Swissindo is based on common law and full accountability, under contract, for everyone participating in this positive New World Order. The ultimate intention is to totally end the current no accountability structure in the current corporate system. Ideally, no one would be able to get funding without signing the oath and bond to protect the self-evident unalienable rights of the people. The truth is, this is already required, in the US at least, of all public servants, yet they do not do it. Without enforcement, the CVAC system is only a dream for a better world. Yeah, folks, there are strings attached to this new program of funding because it is about changing the world. It is about changing people's behavior so that no one can get away with murder, so that no one can get away with the violation of other people's rights, so that no one can steal that which does not belong to them and take it and use it for their own benefit, where everyone is able to access his or her own value and use it for the good of humanity, or put another way, to use it in any way that they see fit that does not harm another. And you know, that second requirement that we keep talking about as delegates, cause no loss, do no harm, cause no loss, and do not violate the free will of another. The cause no loss thing, we need to cause a hell of a lot of loss of all those people that have stolen funds and gained property and gained wealth measurable by any means, by any structure, unlawfully. They need to suffer loss. People that have done that need to have that which they've stolen reimbursed to those they stole it from, which is a lot of what the CVAC system is about. It's about returning the people's value back to them. Now, even my own cousin posted a thing that as long as there's UN Swissindo, she had as the heading. And Jackie, this is for you. She still sees it. If there's money involved, it's Agenda 21. No! When are you people going to get it? Money is not the problem. We're going to move to a world that doesn't need money. But first we have to move to a world that shows that money is not the issue. The issue is, what kind of law are we operating under? Are we operating under natural law, which is upon which common law is based? Or are we operating under the system of military law, where it's a domination system? UN Agenda 21 is a domination system where there is no oath or bond to the people. The people's rights are not protected. Even the UN's own charter, which gives or acknowledges the rights of the people, acknowledges them, they don't do it. Even the United States Constitution, which acknowledges the rights of the people, they don't do it. There's no accountability. There's no enforcement. And any system that does not enforce the law is not going to work. Period. It's not going to work. On this world or any other world, it's not going to work. There has to be a law that is inviolate. That people, if they violate it, they pay a price for the violation. They cannot cause harm, and they cannot take that which, if cause loss means take that which does not belong to you, then I understand what it means. But cause no loss? No. There's a lot of people that have to suffer loss that have stolen that which they have. And loss is required as justice, not punitive, not to punish them and kill them or anything like that, but to take that which doesn't belong to them and give it back to those from whom they stole it and to whom it belongs. Plain as the nose on my face. Plain as the nose on my face. How can anybody in their right mind not want performance requirements of public servants or of anybody receiving the funding? Why would we want to fund criminals or criminal behavior, that which violates the free will of anyone? Why would we want to fund that? Why would we want to give any credence to that? Why would we want to allow that as human beings? Why would we want to continue with the same criminal system and the same criminal behavior we've suffered under as long as we have? It just blows my mind that anybody that is decent, that's not totally distorted in their mind, in their thinking, how anybody could prefer the system we already have, where it allows people to get away with murder, literally. Get away with murder, get away with theft, get away with rape, get away with incest, get away with all sorts of crimes that need to be dealt with, that need to be handled if we're going to have a world that works for everybody, if we're going to have a world where peace and prosperity are even possible. Again, we have to base everything on truth. Everything has to flow from a sense of justice, that it's just us here and we are responsible for making sure that the society, that the organism called humanity works and doesn't have all of these cancers growing in it and all of these blind spots and sicknesses and diseases of the body politic, which is the human race. When are we going to wake up? This should be being taught in every church, in every synagogue, in every temple, in every mosque, in every religious institution of the world. This should be being taught for people to claim their rights and to understand their responsibilities inherent in those rights. Teaching common law should be everyone's job, and certainly everyone in any position of leadership. You should be required to teach the truth. And common law is simple. Natural law is simple. If there is no victim, there is no crime. It's simple. And all you have to do to know how simple it is think, how would I feel if someone did this to me without my consent, without my permission? I better not go there. I'll share that privately with a few people maybe, but I'm not going to go there publicly. I know that's going to make everybody curious, but something happened yesterday that, in a sense, I was thinking about that. That was one of the things that came to me. It was a violation of my free will, actually, but it was playful and not with ill intent at all. But in any case, We have to wake up, folks. Swissindo and its proposals is a totally different structure than we've had before. It just utilizes that which we've already known and are familiar with and repurposes it. When are you going to get that? When are you that are resisting going to stop resisting and help us create the transitional structure that will allow us to get to the world where ultimately we don't need money. Ultimately, we don't need government. Ultimately, we don't need any hierarchical system of any kind, service or authoritarian, where we just simply live in peace with each other and in harmony because we each know who we are and because each of us have come home to accept the truth that we are each children of the living God, sons and daughters of Creator, whatever you want to call Creator. We are sons and daughters. We are living, sentient human beings, and let's become enlightened human beings, filled with light. We can make the choice, but we need to make the choice together and in greater numbers. It's not just a few of us that have to see this vision. All of us have to get on the team and work to change everything and to move everything from the way it has worked in the past to a new way. Now, Agenda 21 is a domination system, folks. How can anybody in their right mind look at the CVAC system and grasp what it's about and grasp the intent of its creators and those of us that are delegates for world peace, pushing this forward and proposing this alternative plan to what we have known in the past? How can anybody say that that's just Agenda 21 or the New World Order that Alex Jones talks about, for example? How can anybody in their right mind come to that conclusion? You're not paying attention if that's what you think. You're not paying attention. The foundation of Swissindo and of the CVAC system is totally different than the foundation of the corporate structure we already have. Totally different. It's not the same thing. And it's full accountability. Get that through your heads, that nobody holding any public office has the right to abuse anybody that's supposedly under them, because there's no under. It's equality. Don't you understand? It's a system of equality based on natural law. Do no harm, cause no loss, or don't take that which doesn't belong to you, in other words, and don't violate the free will of another. It's so easy. And so many of you, still good people, I'm talking about people with good hearts and good intentions, are fighting something that they obviously, because they're fighting it, they don't understand it. What do I need to tell you to help you to get it so that you'd understand we're talking about two totally different structures that may look the same and have some of the same titles and some of the same tools, but their purpose and the intent is totally different. It's not the same thing. Get it through your heads, folks, and more importantly, get it into your hearts that it's up to us to create the world that is better. It's up to us, and if we don't do it, I hate to even think it, let alone say it, but nobody's going to do it if we don't do it. God's not going to do it for us. Hopefully, God will do it with us, working in and through us. But I sometimes don't even know that. And sometimes I do know that. Depends on my frame of mind, whether I'm discouraged and doubtful, or whether I feel connected and integrated to the whole thing. And I go back and forth. That's why I can't sleep. I'm trying to resolve all these issues going on inside of me and helping my brothers and sisters understand and trying to come up with the words and the ways to explain it so that you get it. Why don't you work with us instead of fighting us every step of the way? Why? Why do you think you have to, it's your job to be so skeptical that you can't even see the reality that I'm trying to present to you? I mean, what do I have to do to help you understand that Swissindo is not Agenda 21? It's not the domination system of the old world order on steroids. It's not the same thing. What do I have to do to help you understand that? What do I have to do to help you understand that Mr. Sugi is Illuminati, coming from the Illuminati families, the bloodlines, if you will. And yet, here's someone that is a king by the old standards, and not just a king, but the king of kings, M1. And he wants to do right by the whole world. What is it that you don't understand about that? This man is a servant, and he's wanting to serve you and me and all of humanity. But we have to have safeguards in place. We have to have strings attached so as not to repeat the same things that we've done in the past. We have to repurpose everything from the ground up. Will you join us? Will you help us create a world order that works for the good of everyone and not against anyone except those that still want to dominate others and violate the law, the universal law that is self-evident? Folks, I don't know what else to tell you. I'm asking you, please, please, if you don't get it, do the research. It's worth looking into. And listen to what people like me are saying. We're telling the truth to the best of our ability. We're trying to paint a picture for you of how it can be, as opposed to how it will be if we don't change the way we're going, if we don't repurpose the structures that we've been given and use the tools that are at our disposal for good instead of evil. I leave you with these thoughts, and I thank you for listening. Namaste.